As a person in my 40s, I have realized that I noticed we're seeing a lot of people today giving up. And I know, I know that a lot of people right now are going through like situations where as though it's making them actually second guess life. Not only second guess, it makes them actually to a point where as though you don't quite look forward. And that's understandable. But what starts to become a problem is when you see people just feel like they just don't give a damn. Like they just feel like, why? Why even bother? And the sad part about it is when you start to see people think this way, it's like, why even bother? You understand that we definitely live in a place now where as though people really don't have much to like live for. That's what they feel like. They feel like they don't have much to live for. And that's the thing about life that makes it chaotic because when you don't feel like you living or you don't feel like you want to live, you tend to actually start to feel like I'm not going to even put no effort. And what normally happens is when you don't put no effort, you normally clocked out. You're done. You're officially done. Because you already told yourself that you're not. And a lot of times when you tell yourself that you're not going to do something, you're already giving up. And that's the chaotic part about life that makes life not worth living. Because we live in a time now where as though we have the suicide rate is sky high. I know that we see it a lot in men, but you're also seeing it a nice amount in women now. Whereas though that wasn't a big thing at a time. But we at a point now where as though you're starting to see it a lot. And one of the reasons why is because people don't have a let out. People overwhelmed with life. People overwhelmed with the conditions that they living in. People tired. And along with being tired comes from when you think about the way you grow up. If your parents give you everything, you won't understand struggle. So when you become an adult, you don't understand the word no. And then you get a rude awakening. And it's called life. It's called your dad treats you a certain way. So when you come out here in the world, you think everybody's going to treat you as if like your dad, the way your dad treated you. The sons, you get out here outside your household or outside the house that you was raised up in, you think that you might be rewarded like your mom rewarded you. No. When you look at men today, you see that you're starting to see a lot of guys bombarded with the life of reality that makes them feel like they need to take on the whole world. I've never seen a person live long to try to take on the whole world. You can't. You can't control the atmosphere that we're in today. But one of the things that we can control is the pace that we go, the way we view things, the way we try to go far, try to progress. Those are the things that you're able to control. You're able to control them is because you understand the direction that you're trying to go. But if you don't understand what direction that you're trying to go, you're not going to do anything. You're basically going to be a person that people look at as a bum. A person that talked about things, but they didn't do anything. They didn't work towards it. I understand that it's unfair out here. But just because it's unfair does not mean that you confine yourself to thinking that you're going to operate in those guidelines of just being a victim. Victim mentality does not get rewarded. People normally get rewarded off of the things that they do, the type of energy that they put into what they're trying to do. So if you try to play in the play field, like you try to stay in the area of, well, I'm being held back, I can't get ahead. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't make enough. I'm going to tell you this. These are the obstacles that you end up going in front of that's going to actually make you better. I get it. That you end up having a life where as though your parents don't love you that much, or they don't love you at all, or they might have even gave you up and you was in a foster care. Who knows? It's a lot of us out here that got problems. A lot of us is dealing with a lot of things. But even though you're dealing with a lot, it does not mean that you give up. Giving up is one of the easiest things to do. But one of the things that's hard to do is to actually try. Trying is so much more difficult than giving up. It's because when you give up, you just don't do anything. You just stay there. Just don't do anything. But when you try, that's when it comes effort. Just think about if everybody tried. You'd be like, oh my God, it's easy. Everybody's a millionaire. Everybody's made it. Nah. It's not going to happen that way. It's not. And I know it feels like that most of the time. Like you feel like that you can make it. But nah. You gotta put the effort in. That's why they always say hard grind. When you grind and you get, like we always use the quote, get it out the mud. It's the reason why we say that. You don't normally say that just because we're not trying to do anything. We say that because we're literally trying our hardest to get it from the mud. Like we're literally trying our hardest just to make it out here. And in order to make it, you gotta actually put that energy in trying to figure things out. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, with life, you can't figure everything out just by thinking that you know it all. Sometimes you gotta study. You gotta figure things out. You gotta read. Sometimes you gotta move a little slow. Figure out what you're trying to do. Do research. Hard work sometimes feel like it's not rewarded. And it feels like that a lot of times because you're looking for something right now for gratification. And you're not going to see that all the time. You're not. You're just not. Sometimes it takes a little bit of getting down and dirty in order to achieve your goals. And sometimes when you achieve them, it feels like you really didn't accomplish anything. And that's because a lot of times when you sometimes feel like you're at the finish line, that finish line don't really feel like you did anything because you're looking for something and you didn't quite get the results at the finish line. Just what it is. Hey, keep moving forward out here. Don't give up. All right?